fashion, it wasn't. Fashion was all in Paris, concentrated in Paris.
That's right. Yeah.
You know? And in Florence, we had this visionary called an impresario called Giambattista Giorgini, who said, wait a minute, Florence attracts, there've been foreigners coming here throughout history. Why don't we use Florence to attract journalists and buyers? His father and himself had been a buyer, you see, for America. And he had set up the first shop for the Allies with Gucci, with all these artisans,
Yeah.
And it was in Via Calzaioli, which is the heart of Florence. And so he said, why don't we do that? And there are these wonderful young fashion designers in Italy. And he did it.
And
he
beautiful
did it.
settings where
Yes.
we can show the sfilati, the great
Palazzo
fashion
Pitti,
shows.
the first fashion show.
And
Yes.
the Sala Bianca.
That's right.
Which was perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first fashion show was in his own house.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was in the Torrigiani garden.
That's right.
you know. And then it was La Sala Bianca, this extraordinary Bianco. It's because the crystals, the 11 crystal chandeliers, give out this white diamond light,
Right.
And
the entire room is white with white stucco Corinthian columns, which imagine a hot pink or all those
Right.
wonderful tropical colors walking down the runway.
Must have
I
been
mean,
incredible.
it absolutely changed fashion. At that moment, Florence became the rival of Paris, much to the French chagrin, but where does Emilio come in? He says, listen, these silk gowns for these grand galas are not what we're looking for. This is a new moment, freedom. Let's free the women. Let's give them mobility
right,
that
and
they can walk in and
comfort.
be comfortable in,
Yeah.
and perhaps even invent, which he did, an entire fabric that doesn't need to be ironed, that you can just put in your bag and off you go. Pull it out and slip it on and you look
But also,
divine.
Terence, these fabrics were
Yeah.
not synthetical,
No,
pure silk.
Yeah.
And there is, he married my aunt when she was 20 and he was 45. And when they went around the world,
Yep.
I think she packed 10 of these dresses, long dresses, some short, some 10, that she would pull out for, in 5 minutes for big occasions or, usually they stayed with the ambassador when they knew him, and there were these receptions, and in 5 minutes she would be ready.
Unbelievable.
You
A dream come true.
And not having to iron anything.
Yeah.
And this is how Italy, but the Made in Italy brand gets announced. Florence becomes the center of Italian fashion, and the world changes. Italy became a cultural superpower after the war, and it was with all of these extraordinarily creative geniuses that would have been snuffed out in any other moment, and yet. Once again, one of the great lessons, if we look at today, because many people, when they read this, say, "My God, I feel like there's
It's a little
déjà
eerie.
vu."
Yeah.
Is that when that strongman falls, then you see that creativity bloom, and the country emerged. And look at Germany, Japan. I mean, these countries remain cursed for years to come.
Long time. Yeah.
And the other thing which is interesting, because this period is called La Dolce Vita.
Yeah, of course.
It branches out in La Dolce Vita. And I've always been fascinated because my uncle never drank. I mean, not even wine, I think he liked very
Which
much.
for
I
a
mean,
Tuscan,
yeah.
you know.
He never
drank,
smoked.
never smoked. And yet, La Dolce Vita was all, and yet he was a protagonist of La Dolce Vita.
Right.
But he danced. He danced beautifully, and that's how